Hey friends, welcome to a vlog with Ambite. Okay, so I came on here simply just to tell y'all about my hair. So we have a girls' night tonight. It's Friday night. It's my friend's birthday. And, I have been rocking this hair for too long. Do y'all see the roots? Do y'all see the roots? I'm even ashamed to show them on camera. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my hair because I feel like I've been getting so many comments on my hair, how to maintain it, what it is, whatever. So get ready with me while I talk to y'all about about what this is. I have in boho French curl hair. And I have been dying to get this hairstyle because I've seen it on a lot of other girls lately. And I feel like it gives body. You see that? She just gives so much body. And I've had this hair in since December. It is now February. Do not be like me. You should never have your hair in for this long. I say 6 weeks to 8 weeks max. But sometimes life circumstances does not allow me to abide. So I get my hair done at Jamila Beauty Studio in Harlem. I personally love it there. I used to go to another shop in Harlem. I will not disclose said name because I really do like their business. However, I felt like I had some issues with sanitation the last few times I was there, and I just decided that as we get older, I will not be dealing with that. We are too grown to be dealing with unsanitized places to do our hair. I think it's really important to be cautious of those things because this is our hair and our hair care. So we need to be mindful of, the environments that we are in as we get older. And if that means I have to spend a little bit more money to get my hair done, I'm okay with that. I am really fine with that. So, what am I putting on my scalp, you may ask? Okay, so I got the Sacred drops for my hair because I've been getting a lot of braids lately. This side of my edges is fine, but this side is kind of screaming nightmare. And that's because I have these small pieces pulling, which need to come out. So I've just been putting a few little drops right in this area. That's the plan, and we'll see how it goes. I've heard very good things about the Sacred Restoring Hair Edge Drops, so I will be putting this on when I can to make sure my edges are good, but that is the plan for right now. So usually, back to where I get my hair done. I've been going to Jamila's Beauty Studio now for about 2 years. I absolutely love their salon. I think their service is also really good because they'll call me and be like, hey, can you come in a little bit earlier? It's never we don't have availability or, your appointment was booked and we have to cancel. It's always, can you come in earlier? Which I definitely appreciate because a girl doesn't have time to waste, okay? She doesn't have time to waste. Edges are wrapped up. It's time to beat this face while we talk about this hair. So I have done a few videos on the salon and just my review of me going there and getting my hair done. I truly have not had a negative experience yet. I typically go there on a Friday. They do have very specific hours, which I also think is fine, but they usually have appointments earlier on in the week. And also, I think they're closed on Mondays or Tuesdays. I can't remember which day they're closed. But for my schedule, they're very convenient in terms of me being able to get an appointment with them. I usually just do it online, or if I have trouble booking the exact style that I want, I call so that they can do it for me over the phone. But I personally, again, have not really had a bad experience. When you get there, they put a robe on you, you sit down, they offer you tea, coffee, whatever you need. And I just love the luxury experience. I'm not gonna hold you. It feels good to be in a place that is attention to the small detail because you are paying a premium price also to be there. I wouldn't say I paid an astronomical amount of money for my hair because it does last me a long time and I am willing to pay more if it is going to last me longer, which I think everybody should be because you want good quality hair, right? So if that's the case, then you won't have to pay good quality money. And if it's not in your budget, that's also okay. There are plenty of other salons where you can get your hair done that offer affordable pricing in good and clean spaces. So, that's up to you, but this is just my personal review of what I like to do. I usually get a boho knotless braids in the size size like small or medium. I've been getting boho knotless braids for like 2 years now. I've done them on and off with a leave out sew-in, because I love me a leave out sew-in. Like, I love the natural look of it. I usually get yaki hair. I do not get my sew-ins from this braiding salon. I get them done somewhere else, in someone's home actually. And I love my hair when I get it done there. That's just my personal thing. And I find that me like switching back and forth between hairstyles allows me to get a little bit of a break on my edges. And the one thing I've learned from this whole like braiding experience is that too much of anything is not good at all. Like, when I was getting too many sew-ins, I was frying my hair. When I was getting too many braids, I was pulling my edges out and my ends were fraying, because after they do your braids sometimes, which you shouldn't do now, I'm telling you, they go up the shaft and trim along the braid line. And while that's good to get away flyaways from boho hair, it's not good if they're cutting your natural hair. So I have requested, whenever I go to the nail salon, to not get that treatment and to ask them just to cut the boho hair specifically, because they want the hair to look as pretty as possible. So if you have flyaways, a lot of them will go ahead and start cutting away at that. But if you request not to have it done, they won't do it. And you know, you're paying your money, so make sure you're like clear on what you want and get what you've paid for, you know? I also get trims very regularly on my hair, so I make sure that in between my braid styles, so I'll do like a sew-in, and then I'll do another sew-in, and then I'll get my natural hair straightened and trimmed, and then I will go ahead and get braids. And I usually like get a trim, like a silk press and a trim, every like 3 styles. So every 3 protective styles, I make sure to go to that appointment and go get your trim, because the worst thing you want is that you've been doing all these styles and you're trying to retain length and retain growth, and you can't, because you're constantly getting your hair done, messing with your ends, not protecting it as much as you should, and that is problematic. I do find that when I do my sew-ins, my natural hair feels way more protected in the back, but of course my leave out gets fried, so I do have to be careful about the amount of times that I do it. I haven't gotten a sew-in, I would say, about literally almost a year now, because I was frying my leave out, so I needed to get some time to girl back and give her some strength, and I trimmed off everything that was dead. I still have some straight ends right now, but not as bad as I used to. So I learned that the hard way. And you know, no matter what you do, if you are going to have leave out and continuously do that, you will have heat damage. Like, I told myself that, like, I was like, no, I'm taking care of my hair, like it's gonna be fine. Like, and I was for a long time, but after I got too happy with the sew-ins and kept going with it, I definitely got some unexpected heat damage, which was so frustrating because I really did love that style. Now, back to my braids, I usually get, like I said, boho knotless, like regular braids. I get the human hair because the synthetic hair I feel like doesn't last as long. And I was a synthetic hair girl, and then I think it was like for my birthday, I don't know what I was doing or where I was going. Maybe, I was going away for the summer. I was going to Spain, and I was like, let me try the human hair. Child, I never go back. Like, I can't go back now. I am a human hair girl down. Like, I can't, when it comes to that type of braiding style, like, I couldn't. I thought they were very lightweight. They lasted forever. And even when my roots looked really bad, the ends of my hair still looked really good. So I could pretty much sustain the hairstyle for really long periods of time, which I like, because you pay a decent amount of money for these things. So you want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth out of everything. So after I kept getting like my boho knotless, I was getting bored, and I was like, I need something different. Like, I can't keep getting the same hairstyle. So I thought about changing the color, and I realized that I do like black. Sometimes I'll go brown, but I don't really like it as much as I like the black. And every time I go like lighter, I go super light. So I'll go to like 30, which is like more like a blonde, a 28, and mix in some like other lighter colors. Like, I was doing a crazy braid mix for a minute, like 4, 36, 32. I don't even know right now, honestly. But it was kind of like that blonde mix, which I enjoyed, but I think is only good for like summer. And then I'm not really like a red girl either. So I decided to go with the boho French curl. And I was not sure if I was gonna like it, because I knew nothing about this hairstyle, but I've been seeing the girlies with it, and I really like the way way that it looked on them, and I think it looked very natural but full of body. I also saw a few reviews from the place that I was getting my hair done, and some of like the girls who were posting about the same hairstyle, and I really just liked the look. Honestly, I was like, oh, this looks cute. Like, this is something that I could probably get with. So I reached out and I opted in for the boho knotless French curl braids in the size medium. However, I think my head is small, so sometimes like it just comes out a little bit smaller for me. Maybe they just make the braids smaller at the front because they want it to look better. I'm not really sure. Either way, it doesn't bother me because it looks good. But I will say that if you are looking to do medium, I don't think that's a bad idea because the braids in the front for me, and I'll show you after I take the scarf off, are pretty small and it lasts a long time. Now, I'm one who doesn't like spending 6 hours taking my braids out. That's exactly why I don't like getting small braids. And truthfully, it's hard to get people to help you, or if you have to go pay somebody to take it out. And I don't always want to do that. I want to be able to just sit in my house and take my braids out on a Sunday afternoon. Although I've been thinking like, it's really not a waste of time, but it does take a long time to take out the braids. And it's been something that I've been thinking about, like maybe I should get somebody to do this for me because it is a lot of time. Anyway, with that being said, things that I like about the hair. I think it does, oh, one thing to know. What they told me at the salon, and I'm not sure if this is true, what they told me is that I couldn't get the French curl unless it was synthetic hair. So right now I have, and if anybody knows if that's a lie, please drop it in my comments so I can know if I'm being lied to. Or like for the look that I sent them, they were like, oh, this is like synthetic hair. And I was just like, but what if I want to use human hair? And they were like, you have to use synthetic hair to get this look. So y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I stuttered. I was trying to figure it out. If I wanted the synthetic hair, I was like, this is stressing me out because I really don't want to go back to synthetic, only because it gets so tangled, it gets knotted, it gets messy, and I hate it. So I tussled with them for a little bit and they were like, just get the synthetic hair, like it will come out exactly how you want it. So I did get the synthetic hair. I can't remember which exact synthetic hair I got, but it was like for 3 packs, $19. No, I think I paid like $25 or $30 total for 3 packs, which is kind of insane because they used that hair on my entire head. They didn't use any other braiding hair. Like that's the hair that they used all throughout my head. So that's the hair that they used to braid it, yada, yada, yada. It came out really nice. It did. It took about 6 hours or so. It wasn't too bad. My experience was great there. The lady who was doing my hair was awesome. But I do think things that I love about the hair, like I said, is it does give body yada yada, which I do love. It's also lightweight. Wait, pause. This is a brief intermission. I just went downstairs and look what I got for Valentine's Day. Such a sweet man. They're so adorable. They're huge. I love it. I love it. I love it. What else do I like about this hair? I think that the length was perfect. The hair does get tangled. However, I would say it's not bad when it comes to brushing it out. In the first few days that I got it, I was like, oh, this is not gonna work for me. I was literally terrified. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? This is not gonna work. Like, this is synthetic hair. But I do have to say, if you spray it with water and you do your little brush out routine, I use the same brush. The unbrush, which my brother got me, I use this to, after I spray the hair down, I use it to brush my hair out, which I do think has been very effective in terms of getting it detangled in the best way possible. The detangling process does take a little bit of a while. I do 4 sections at least, and I try to sleep with it twisted up at night. So I'll twist each of the 4 sections after combing it out and then wear a bonnet to sleep, like, and a scarf. That's kind of my routine. Doesn't make it on my head every night, that scarf. And do I twist it every night? Absolutely not. Because, you know, life gets in the way. I had to pause real quick because, you know, I can't do winged eyeliner and talk at the same time. That is a skill that I have not mastered and probably will never master. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about the hair and it being, oh, does the scarf make it on my head every night? Absolutely not, as I said. But I think that just comes with like all natural hair care and like, you know, braids and how you feel like you need to take care of it. The better you take care of it, the longer it's gonna last. So that's really all it is. After I do that, I take it out in the morning and just detangle it with my hands. That usually works for me. Does not work for everyone, but it does work for me specifically. Right now, the hair is kind of matted and a little tangly, even though I just brushed it out because, again, I've had it in for 2 months. But to say that this has lasted me 2 months is a big deal. So those are the things that like come with the hair. I will say that it, like, some pieces I have to cut out. Like, for instance, you'll see this piece is like completely frayed out now. Like, I'm probably just gonna have to cut it off. And yeah, so I am interested in seeing if they can do this hairstyle with human hair or like something to the effect of that. I might ask for more of a body wave natural look, but I do think that it won't be able to hold this curl like the synthetic hair does, which makes me a little bit nervous because that's why I got it, because it gives it that kind of like super bouncy, bubbly effect. Overall, I wouldn't say that I dislike this hair really at all. I really do love this hair. I think it's something that's different. It gives you a very like natural look and natural vibe while still giving you length and some layers. Oh, also my hair is cut in layers, by the way. I didn't get it flat. So, well, some people who get it done also don't get boho French curl. They just get French curl, which means that you don't have the boho pieces throughout the head. You just have the French curl at the ends. I opted in for boho French curl, which adds in these extra curls to give you that boho effect. So it looks a lot like more body. So that's what I wanted. I like this hair. Will I be getting it again? Probably. Do I prefer it over my boho knotless braids generally? I don't know. I think it just gives a different look. I think my boho knotless braids give more of a beachy effect because it comes with like super curly hair, whereas this one comes with more of like a longer deep curl that I think is good for like winter and looking like more burlesque like, whereas the other one is just very summery vibes. If you are someone who does not like maintaining their hair, as in like you need a quick easy hairstyle to just be on the go, you don't really like sitting there trying to comb it out, do all that stuff, then I would not recommend getting synthetic braids. Like, this is not the style for you. And while it's cute, it does take maintenance to look cute. And if you don't make it look cute, you will get knots, tangles, and you will not get as much wear as out of the hair as you would like. I honestly would not recommend you get it at all because it's just not something that it's a low maintenance hair style. Would I say it's more low maintenance than me managing my natural hair? Absolutely. That's why we get these protective styles. But if you are looking for something super, super, super quick and you can afford it, I would go with the human hair knotless braids personally. If you're someone who takes the time to care their hair and can take the little extra moments to, you know, really maintain this hair overnight, then I think you should do that. And I think you should get this hair. I think it's fun. It's worth trying. It's very flirty. I will finish my makeup and then I'll like show you how I style it sometimes so you can get an idea. But I do think it's a little bit different than the boho knotless braids. So let me finish this face and then I will show you how I style the hair. Okay, face is done. So let's unravel this hair. Ooh. So I brushed it out, as you guys saw in the beginning. I did put some edge control on. I just got into the pattern edge control. I actually am just trying this, so we'll see how this lasts throughout the night. My edges are dirty. This hair is coming out on Sunday. I've had this in for way too long, but I wanted to at least give you guys a review of how I felt about it, at least at this point and where I am with the hair. But look, she's this long in and she's still cute. Like, the synthetic, you know, whatever, we all get a little beat down from it, but it's not anything to be super, super afraid of. Like, she might be it, okay? She might be it. I also swam in this hair once. I sometimes swim at the gym, and my gym right now, the pool is not in function right now, and I only do that if I'm gonna go home and directly like wash my hair after or wash my hair at the gym. But I've only done it when it was freshly, maybe like 2 weeks in, and it was fine. I just made sure to put it in my 4 braid braids before I got in the water, put my swim cap on, and swim with the hair. So y'all need to stop having y'all hair prevent you from doing things, okay? Go get that workout, go what you need to do, and do whatever you need to do, because you can always switch up the hair, but like we cannot let our hair control our lives. So as Black women even too. So we got things to do. Our hair is our power, and if we want to shave it off, we want to shave it off. If we want to keep it on, we want to keep it on. Whatever we want to do, the power is within the free will that we have to do whatever we want with our hair. But anyway, how I style her, I usually do a middle part like on the day-to-day, so this is kind of like my go-to. But recently I've been doing a little flip over vibe, like that. I know it looks crazy because you can see all this new growth over here, but babes, the flip over, hold on. The flip over, she is cute. Like, she's not even like, I thought she was gonna be more problematic, and I thought I wasn't gonna like it at all, but I really don't hate it. I actually kind of love it. Sometimes I put these two down and I'll just keep like the front piece to this side, so it gives a little bit of a whoop-de-doo effect, or just pull this one two down. But yeah, and I think she gives like grown, mature, layered, pretty look. That's how I do it. Sometimes I'll put her up like this in a little clip, and I think she gives like super sexy, kind of like burlesque vibes. Then I also often will do something like this, where I take the two in the front and style it back like this, or, you know, style it this way. Yeah. Actually, this hairstyle was really inspired by Talia Joelle, the influencer, the fitness influencer. So if you follow that girl, because I really like the way that she did her hair. And I was like, oh, I can't get exactly what she gets because her hairstylist comes to her house directly and I can't do that. But I do think that this is something similar to the effect of, and gives that vibe. Hers are much more layered, and like even the small boho pieces are more layered to like frame her face, which I think is very great. But personally for me, like, I think this works well for me for work and everything. So I don't know, I might go with a middle part, I might go with the side little soup-de-doo tonight, but it's a girls' night, so we're trying to be like cute tonight and give those vibes. But I'll show you guys even the outfit that I'm wearing. Hold on, let's see. So this is the outfit. She's cute. I got her from Zara. This is a full Zara fit, Zara dress. We're giving confidence. My Zara earrings are in. I've had these velvet earrings for years. I couldn't even tell you when or where I got them, at which Zara, couldn't even tell you. Got my little bracelets on, my David Yurman. I have a Coach bracelet on as well. And then my heels are these red heels from Zara as well. So this is what we're gonna be doing tonight. But if you're looking to get your hair done, looking for a new style, I do recommend getting the boho French curl if you are able to maintain it and take care of it. If you are not, skip it and get the human hairstyles that work best for you, okay? But anyway, we'll be back with another hair video. We'll be back with another video, but like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. I wanna hear what hairstyles you guys like the best for your hair, and what techniques you have found to grow your hair. Because personally, I'm on this hair growth journey and my hair has been growing for the last few years. I cut it off in a bob in 2023, and the growth of my natural hair has been insane, but only by alternating between these hairstyles and also clipping my ends every few months. So I want to hear from y'all. Love y'all, and thank you for joining and listening in. Kisses.
Yeah. All I ever wanted was $10 million cash quick. Yeah. All I ever wanted was $10 million cash quick. Throw it on the floor cause I'm a bad cabbage. I like a that be cashing.